And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to some NNSCRA racing here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel as we get ready now to continue on with our season. This is race 22 of Season 6 of the Oreo Truck Series, and we are live at Watkins Glen. Before we get started, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to one James Silverfox, who was very gracious enough to tell me about this site that had a new revamped Watkins Glen. And once I ran a test race here, I was absolutely sold on it. It's one of the best Watkins Glen tracks I have ever seen in NR 2003. The racing is unbelievable, and I hope you guys will enjoy the weekend that'll come out. James Silverfox, big thank you to you for having this weekend come about. But it's time to get these cars rolling, get these cars going, get these trucks ready for some road course racing. This, I believe, is our third road course of the season that we've been to. We were at Thornton, and we've also been at Infineon. It's time for these drivers to find out how they'll do here in New York State. On the pole for today's race is going to be Sean Henley. Now, we are at Watkins Glen, so the driver that typically would start on the outside at any other track is actually starting on the inside, which means that all cars that are on the left side of your screen, they are starting on the inside line. Cars on the right side of your screen are starting on the outside. So Henley, who would have the preferred line heading into the first corner, which is going to be a right-hander this time, he is the pole sitter. I believe it's his first pole of the year as well. And Henley's really needed a lot of good luck coming his way. He was up just outside the top 10 in points a few weeks ago. Now, as he's been really having trouble finishing races, he's flipped all the way down to the 25th position. Good opportunity today at a track where really track position is key to try and win today's event. Alongside of him is the driver who's been to victory lane twice already this season and is the current rookie points leader. That is Andy Timmons. Now, Timmons pretty much has himself a spot in the chase possibly locked up already, but he'd love to be able to tie James McLeod as the only three-time winner so far this season. McLeod, the only one to hit the 3 wins in a row mark, and the only one to reach 3 wins so far this season. Timmons could join him today. Then you got Dylan Poteet, who actually is up there battling for the points lead. He's only 3 points behind Brian James coming into today's race. However, Poteet has not won a Truck Series race yet this season. We'll see if maybe he can today. And alongside him, another driver who's been to victory lane this season already. And that's Zach Rogers in the 33. Zach Rogers is currently sitting 26th in points. Who knows? If he could get another win today, we could see him in a wild card position in the chase for the championship. Nonetheless, though, we're going to be getting these trucks rolling off, rather. Let's give you a look at how the points are coming into today's race. Brian James is the current points leader. Oh, I also forgot, we were at Champs-Élysées. That's another road course race. This is actually our 4th road course stop. But Brian James is the current points leader, and I believe he actually won at Champs-Élysées our last time at a road course, so interesting there. He's 3 points over Dylan Poteet. Then it's a total of 5 points back to James McLeod. So the 2 Turner Motorsports cars are going to be hounding Brian James today. Dylan Young, 2-time winner this season. He's 4th in points. Another 2-time winner is 5th in points, and that's the defending champ Chris Dollerton. Trent Dunham, Austin LaPlante, Charles Jackson, Andy Timmons, and Jacob Lawler are the top 10 in points for today's event. A few drivers we could see inside the top 10 after today's race are 11th through 15th, Chambers, London, Prunes Littlejohn, Dougie Shears, and Noah Hart. Time to get these cars rolling off, though. They'll complete 2 pace laps. That'll give us plenty of time to be able to show you your starting lineup for today's Doritos 150 here live from Watkins Glen. Hope you guys are ready for an exciting Watkins Glen event because it is on its way, mere moments away. As here's your starting lineup for today's race at my home track, Watkins Glen. Here they come through the final few corners, a left-hander, then a right-hander onto the long downhill front straightaway, and then we will be under the green flag. As I said, pit strategy may come into play because starting up front, being up front, track position is key here at Watkins Glen. Off the final corner they come, green flag is out, we're underway here today at Watkins Glen. Nobody trying to go 3 wide. Whoa, they're kind of backing up there in the back, though. Someone must have spun the tires or something. As Henley lays the way in. Oh, Andy Timmons just turned the leader! Oh, my goodness, the pole sitter Henley just got turned by Timmons. What was that? And Henley is caught in the tire barrier, and Prunes Littlejohn has taken the lead, but that was uncalled for. Andy Timmons just flat out turned the leader around, and oh, man, they're 3 wide back here with Pichu London. Well, they settled it out, but Eric Burton, Jacob Lawler, Pichu London, they were 3 wide there for a moment. Close quarter racing here as Prunes Littlejohn continues to lead. Oh my goodness, William Duncan got forced up to the high side. Oh, and Duncan just hit the wall. Wow, what is going on here? Oh, someone else just spun off the track. Who was that? I don't even know who they were. I saw 2 cars, 2 trucks spin off the track here. Tyson Broad is one, Bob Jones is the other. Already trouble breaking out. Trent Dunham's off the racetrack there. He had to give up a few spots. And the leader of this race, under caution, is going to be Prunes Littlejohn. Oh my goodness. Henley, who is the pole sitter, got turned. Tyson Broad, Bob Jones spun. William Duncan hit the wall. And these guys went crazy here at the very first lap of this race, and Prunes Littlejohn emerges as the leader. Poteet second, May in third, Rogers fourth, and Chambers fifth. What a tough break for Sean Henley. Oh, there's another car on pit road. That's the Mark Thomas machine, I believe. Yes, it is. The 25 is on pit road. I don't know what happened to him. But there is Henley. And Henley, I don't think, is going to be any too pleased with Andy Timmons flat out turning him while he was leading this race. Oh my goodness. 5 cars on pit road. They were undoubtedly the reason that the caution came out. Let's find out what happened to all of them. Well, it's pretty obvious what happened to Henley. Right there, Andy Timmons was like right into the door of the 88. Really crowded him off that corner. And then Timmons, I think, takes this turn wide. He tries to come back in line, and I don't think he could have known that that Sean Henley was clear of Sean Henley. I think he was pretty clear of knowing that Henley was still alongside of him, and he just flat out turned him. I don't understand that. I mean, Andy Timmons is usually not an aggressive driver, not usually willing to take a driver out like that, but Henley I don't think is going to be any too happy, and I wouldn't blame him either. I mean, that was just completely uncalled for on the part of Andy Timmons, and I don't know, but we may see some points penalties heading the way of Timmons possibly. I don't know. We'll find out what's going to happen. We got to find out what happened to a few other drivers here on the first lap of this race. Well, there's what happens to Mark Thomas. Sorry that the fraps didn't kick in time, but right there through the apex, he just got really loose, and I don't know who he got clipped by. It might have been clipped by Dougie Shears. But Mark Thomas head on into the wall. That's a tough break for him, and I think we can quickly look over here at William Duncan. No, William's already wrecked. See what happens to him. Yeah, they were going like 3 and 4 wide through this corner. And let's see. Oh, look at the Kyle Thomas machine. He actually went, oh, wow, wheel hopped it. He flew a little, got a little airborne there, up into Kyle Corbett. And then Corbett up into William Duncan. But the 43 got some air. And William Duncan, I'm not sure why he didn't bail out of the throttle there. He tried to go around this whole thing full speed, and it's not going to work. Cannot make that sharp a right-hander and still have your foot in the throttle. And he just flat out hits the tire barrier. And then where is Tyson Broad and Bob Jones? What happens to them? Here they are. Oh, Tyson made a little bit of contact with Bob. Bob went down and hit the steel guardrail, and then he comes back up into Tyson. And those two actually went right off the racetrack there. That's another portion of this racetrack that is not designated for the NNSCRA cars to go, and they just went there, and Bob Jones going to hit the steel guardrail, Tyson Broadway back there, and we're being told they didn't know how to get back onto the racetrack. They were trying to find their way back. Look at them. they're all disoriented. They've no drivers actually, as I recall, gone into that part of the racetrack before. And they were trying to find their way back. So that was the 5 drivers that encountered problems here on the very first lap. Tyson Broad, Bob Jones, William Duncan, Mark Thomas, and Sean Henley. And Tyson Broad's able to go through the steel guardrail there. That was interesting. But anyway, let's head back now to Green Flag Racing, find out exactly how this whole thing is going to settle out. Getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Let's update the drivers that are out of today's race. And it looks like only one of them is out at this point. That would be Sean Henley. And we have received word NNSCRA will be giving a 25-point penalty to rookie driver Andy Timmons for aggressive driving. And that's really going to hurt Andy Timmons in the points too, because he was obviously trying to make the points be a top 10. He may have to rely on a wild card spot unless he can come away with a real good finish here today. Prudence Littlejohn's the leader. Poteet will be second. Alex May third. Zach Rogers fourth. Fifth, Adam Chambers. The green flag's back out, and then it really broke up there. Now it's Aaron Williams Jr. in sixth. Cody Lama seventh. Radigan eighth. Ninth, Kevin White. And Silver Fox is now in 10th as he's actually trying to go underneath Dylan Young for the 10th position. Oh, Dylan Poteet. Oh, no, Alex May just got spun around. This time by Zach Rogers. And then again, another driver up at the front of the field just gets flat out turned. What is with these guys? Aaron Williams Jr. going to capitalize on that. He's going to try and go by Zach Rogers. That is for position number 4. Meanwhile, up ahead, Dylan Poteet, Adam Chambers. They're in a good tussle with Prudence Littlejohn. Whoa, Prudence actually went through the grass area. Poteet rubbing doors with the 20. Tries to use the outside line to get by for the lead. But Prudence Littlejohn going to hang tough. Now it's going to be... Oh, wow, they went through the grass area there, I think. Now it's going to be Chambers battling side by side with Poteet for second. Good hard racing here, but, man, they're just not keeping it clean. They're racing each other way too hard as several drivers off the rumble strips there. And Prudence Littlejohn is going to be the leader. Let's see what this drag race for second as Chambers nearly slid into Poteet. And it's going to be... I think Chambers got him. Yes, he did. Chambers got second place. And the pace car is out, and let's see if any other drivers were involved in anything there. I think it was just the 18 of Alex May, and that's what it's looking like. Just like that wreck with Alex May, that spin into the tire barrier off the very first turn was the reason for this caution. Let's jump back and look at a replay of what happened to the 18, who I think has already gone back to the garage area. Oh no, he was able to continue on. Alex May's still in this thing. That's surprising. I thought he hit the tire barrier pretty hard, and I thought I saw some black smoke, but maybe not. Caution's out, though. Prudence Littlejohn, his teammate, is currently the leader. Let's head back and look at a replay of what happened. Well, this looked like a case of a lot of drivers getting good runs here off the first right-hander. Watch the 20, 31, 18, 33. The way they all came off the track there, they almost were going 4 wide, and Alex May makes some contact with Dylan Poteet there, then comes down off the nose of Zach Rogers. It's a complete difference between the contact Zach Rogers made with Alex May and the contact that Andy Timmons made with Henley. And Alex May, that spin out, wait a minute. They did not throw a caution for that. Oh, now they did. There's the caution flag. Wait a minute. Did something else happen back here? There may have been another wreck. No, there wasn't. Why'd they take so long to throw that caution flag? I'm not sure. Because Alex May was already spinning, and then he just about had the car righted. Then they threw the caution. I don't understand that. Whoa. Some drivers got the wall there. Nick Bellardo, LaPlante, and Lawler off that corner. But nonetheless, the spinning Alex May machine is the reason we're under the caution flag. And I don't really understand NASCAR's reasoning in not throwing the caution any sooner than they did. But nonetheless, let's head back now to the restart. And here on lap number 6, pit stops are underway. Let's see what everybody's going to do here. First car into his pit stall looks like was the 14 of Jeremy Mayer. They're going already to the right side. Let's see if they go to the left side. No, 2-tire stop for the 14. So let's see if all these other drivers are going to decide to go with just the 2-tire stop. Right side's going on for Prudence Littlejohn, Chambers. Zach Rogers appears to be getting fuel only. And Adam Chambers is off pit road already. He's going to be the leader. Second's going to be Aaron Williams Jr., Poteet third, Radigan fourth, Dylan Young fifth, and Prudence Littlejohn, who was the leader coming down pit road, He's going to come out, looks like, in the 6th position. So new leader is the 09 of Adam Chambers, who's 11th in points, has a good opportunity to move himself into the top 10 in points today with a victory. And Adam Chambers will be the leader under the green flag as we head back to that now. Getting ready to go under the green flag on lap 7 of 17, gives us a total of 11 to go. Top 10 as they come off pit road are Adam Chambers, Aaron Williams Jr., Dylan Poteet, John Radigan, Dylan Young, Prudence Littlejohn, Cody Lamas, Charles Sanford, Chris Dollarton, and I think that's the top 10 already. No, and James McLeod completes top 10. There they go, green flag's back out. Dylan Young really took that turn wide on the restart, almost hit the wall. As they are once again getting really racy at the rear of the field. Up front though, best battle's going to be for 2nd place. Dylan Poteet underneath of Aaron Williams Jr. See if they don't wreck this time. Almost contact between the two teammates, John Radigan and Aaron Williams Jr. They keep it together though as Chambers gets the wall off this corner, and Dylan Poteet will go to the front. Dylan Poteet now the leader, and the caution flag is out. Caution is waving, and we are going to be under the yellow for the 3rd time today. This must have been something, well, looks like there's some gap between James Silverfox back to, looks like Andy Timmons. There may have been something mid-pack that happened as Radigan now is trying to run down Dylan Poteet. That is for the lead. Good battle back there for 3rd place as Prudence Littlejohn's now making up some ground now. Back up to 5th place she is as she's trying to close in on both Dylan Young and Aaron Williams Jr., who could be in a little fight for 3rd place in just a moment. And it looks like Dylan Poteet, whoa, Poteet messed up that turn a little bit. Radigan got a run on him, but it's not going to be able to make the move in that corner. Doesn't look like he's making a move off this turn either. So it's going to be Dylan Poteet will be the leader. Radigan 2nd, Aaron Williams Jr. 3rd. 4th, Dylan Young and Prudence Littlejohn in 5th. There's a couple cars are on pit road. I see James McLeod, I see Sean Galligan, and I see Emilio Navarrete. McLeod comes in 3rd in points. Navarrete is 30th in points. And Sean Galligan, who's been putting together good runs in the past few weeks, had been able to move his way up to 24th in points. But all 3 of those drivers pretty badly damaged, run to the yellow. I have to assume it's something to do with those 3 cars. Let's find out. Well, here's a look at it. This was when the green flag came out. This was a battle somewhere around 11th place. There's going to be contact between Brian James and James McLeod, and then Zach Rogers is going to come into the mix as well as DeMarco got spun around back there. Oh, man, Brian James and James McLeod just kind of squeezed into each other. They get into the wall. Pichu London's going to get into the 15, and then everybody just starts piling in. Stephen Pollard III, Emilio Navarrete, Alex May, Kyle Thomas, Joshua Michaels. Max Russell's going to get through. Timmons has got damage, though. And everybody's trying to make their way through here. Dougie Shears held up there on the high side. Danny Wells also held up back here. And there's the Michaels machine. Lots of drivers with damage. Oh, Jacob Lawler got a piece of it. Noah Hart got a piece of it. There's Pichu London. Pollard got a piece of it, as we know. Looks like Eric Burns got some rear end damage. However, I'm thinking, yeah, I think Sean Galligan was already on pit road before this stuff even happened. And Austin LaPlante's coming down and making a pit stop. What happened to those two? Because Sean Galligan... No, wait a minute. This was when they made the pit stops. Did Galligan have something happen to him on pit road? Let's try and find a good camera view here to be able to know what exactly happened to the 2 car. Because the 2... Let's go... First time I've ever used this, let's try the rear chase. Find out what happened to Sean Galligan, because he was actually on pit road when they took the green flag, and he stayed on pit road after the green flag came out. So something did happen to the 2 on pit road, apparently, and we got to find out what it was. Oh, right there. Contact with Max Russell caused the 2 of Galligan to miss his pit stall, and he had to teleport his way back to his pit stall. Oh, and then some contact from Austin LaPlante, who was just trying to get to his pit stall. And that's why, oh, and then Galligan is held up here between the pitting LaPlante and the pit wall. And that's why LaPlante had to come back down pit road. So, wow, tough break for Sean Galligan. Now he had to teleport back to his pit stall, and that's why he stayed on pit road. So Galligan really did not have any incident on the track. It was on pit road, and that's a tough break for the Blue Deuce. Couple of drivers came down pit road last time around. Jeremy Mayer was one of them. A few others as well. This is the way they'll line up for the restart. Poteet's the leader. Radigan 2nd. Third's Aaron Williams Jr., Dylan Young 4th, and Prince Littlejohn 5th. Then it's Cody Lamas, Charles Samper, Adam Chambers, Chris Dollerton, and Zach Rogers. That is the top 10. As we go back to green, green flag is already out. And again, they get really spaced out on this restart. I don't understand it. But now they're getting really racy in the back again. Up front, let's see where the first move is going to be made. Radigan going to move Poteet way up the track. Contact as they bounce off of each other. But they are going to keep it together up here, at least at the front of the field. Radigan now looking for the lead as now Prince Littlejohn is going underneath Dylan Young. That's for 4th place. And may be able to get Aaron Williams Jr. as well. John Radigan now completing the pass on Dylan Poteet. Move the 24 to the lead. And I believe we are still green flag racing for the first time today. Whoa! Cutting off that turn a little bit was John Radigan, but he made it work. Poteet actually lost a little bit of ground to the 24. Littlejohn is now to 3rd. 4th place under fire. Aaron Williams Jr. has it. But both Dylan Young and Cody Lamas won it. Charles Sanford now looking to the outside line. That's on Cody Lamas for the 6th position. And Dylan Young's in a tussle here with Sanford now. And the caution flag's out again. Caution flag waves one more time. This time it'll be a new leader leading us under the caution, though. It'll be John Radigan. There's a car on pit road. Was that Trent Dunham's machine? Yes, it was. The Bass Pro Shop Chevy. 6th in the standings is on pit road, and there's another car there, a blue car. I think that might be the Kevin White machine, but I'm not sure. Nonetheless, the caution flag waves one more time. Radigan is the current leader under caution. Let's see what happened to the 50 and the 1. Well, it's our old pal here, the dog leg, the chicane down the back straightaway of Watkins Glen. This was not up front at all. This was somewhere back just outside the top 25, I believe. And the contact is going to be made right there. Austin LaPlante is going to make some contact with Alex DeMarco. Kevin White got into somebody. I don't know who. We're going to find out that in a minute. But then DeMarco slides right up into Trent Dunham. Dunham's trying to hang on to it, and he can't do it. And the car's going to slide around on him, and he's going to hit the steel guardrail pretty hard. Alex DeMarco does the same. But who ended up making the contact with Kevin White, I'm wondering. He got really wide in that corner, got clipped by somebody. It might have been Max Russell? Not sure, but his car actually jacked up on the tire barrier. Let's see here. He just took the turn really wide. There was no contact with anybody else. Kevin White just messed up the corner. And the car's going to snap around on him. And watch the hit he takes. Watch how the car's going to just kind of jack itself up onto the tire barrier wall. Right there. There you go. Yeah, see how the rear comes up a little. He kind of got himself lodged up there in the tire barrier. So Kevin White had no contact with anybody. He just flat out messed it up. The contact between Alex DeMarco and Austin LaPlante, though, sent the 27 into Trent Dunham, and that's what caused Trent Dunham to wreck. So, few drivers, about 3 or 4 drivers getting together here in the chicane. That puts us under the caution again. We've been under the caution quite a bit here today at Watkins Glen. Let's see if maybe we can finish this thing under the green flag as we'll head back to the restart. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Green flag will come back out on lap 13 of 17, giving us 5 to go. Top 10 looks pretty much the same, except they're all running in different positions now in this restart. Radigan is now the leader. Dylan Poteet 2nd. Prudence Littlejohn 3rd. Aaron Williams Jr. 4th. Dylan Young 5th. Sanford in 6th. Lamas in 7th. Chambers 8th. 9th is Chris Dollerton. And Zach Rogers will restart in 10th place. The green flag is back out again. John Radigan to get us underway. Let's see if these guys can race it clean and green here for 5 laps. Please, guys. It'd really be nice to see a good green flag finish to this end of this race. We've been under the yellow now, I believe, 4 times. And whoa! Contact there between Dylan Young and Aaron Williams Jr. Are we all good? Are we all good? Are we all good? Are we all good? We're all good at the rear of the field. We may actually get some green flag racing in. That would be really good if we could do that. Because I'm telling you, when these guys race green flag racing, it's quite a sight to behold as Radigan still leads the way. Pretty good run here for Hendrick Motorsports at the moment. Radigan leading the way and Aaron Williams Jr. in 4th. And I'm also seeing the green car of Danny Wells doing pretty well. Let's jump back to the 5. He's in a pretty good battle here. Sean Galligan, who's actually, I believe, a lap down in this mix. Jacob Lawler there, too. Danny's currently running in 17th place. You know, one driver we haven't talked about that's actually running really well right now that is inside the top 10 in points is the 42 of Charles Jackson. He's just up ahead right there, currently in 12th place. Austin LaPlante right behind him as LaPlante is 7th in points, so both those drivers having really good runs today. Lyndon Wright trying to work his way back up to the top 10. Oh, LaPlante's heading for pit road again, so LaPlante is not going to stay up where he was. Dougie Shears is also coming to pit road, and a few other drivers were hitting the pit lane too. I think Stephen Pollard III may have been one of them, as we got a possible battle for the lead here. Dylan Poteet trying to get to the inside of John Radigan. I don't know if that's the inside or the outside. Depends on which turn you're in, but we're still green flag racing nonetheless. That's the good thing. Prunes Littlejohn waiting to see which line's going to open up. Littlejohn, very good road course racer. Trained out of the Citadino Ed Motorsports, and oh my goodness, they're making contact, and oh good heavens. Man, they all got really close through that chicane, but they keep it going. Poteet will emerge as the leader now. Radigan slips back to second, and he's about to lose that to Prunes Littlejohn. Charles Sanford now working his way up. He's now battling for fourth with Aaron Williams Jr. Cody Lamas, Adam Chambers there, waiting to see which line's going to open up. Next time around, we'll hit 15 laps, which means we'll have a total of 3 laps to go. And we are still green flag racing. Is that Eric Burton up there battling with Zach Rogers? Yes, it is. Eric Burton's worked his way up to 11th place. Right behind him, rookie Lyndon Wright. But Eric Burton's having a good run today, and he's really needed a good run. He had a good win. Oh, no! Doggone it! Zach Rogers and Eric Burton, they're going to bring out the caution just when I was talking about the 8. And that's going to be a caution flag. Why, oh, why did that have to happen? Dylan Poteet, though, is the leader, and this is a race back to the stripe. It could possibly be our final run to the finish. This could be the race to the checkers, because next time around, when they hit the stripe, there'll be 2 to go, and I don't think they can get back to green flag racing with 2 laps remaining. So Dylan Poteet could be en route to a win here in the Truck Series, but Aaron Williams Jr. trying to close in. There's about a 3 car length gap between himself and Poteet right now, though. And that caution flag could have been a big break for Dylan Poteet right there. I don't know. But out of turn 4, caution flags waving. Dylan Poteet will be the leader. I think Aaron Williams Jr. was second, Littlejohn third, Radigan fourth, and Sanford in fifth. As Alex DeMarco sits on pit road with Austin LaPlante. But it was Eric Burton, Zach Rogers, the reason the caution came out. Let's jump back, look at a replay. I think I just jinxed him. Doggone it. They were running in positions 10 and 11, and here's the contact that's going to be made, almost similar to what happened on our second restart when they tried going 4 wide with good runs off the first corner. Eric Burton makes contact with Zach Rogers, and I don't think Lyndon Wright got into the mix at all. And down into the wall, the 8 and the 33 go, and that's a tough break for both of them who were en route to really good finishes today. And boy, that is a tough break. Both of them former winners. Zach Rogers won at Riki Raceway, and Eric Burton ended up winning, I believe it was at Chicagoland. Anyway, the caution's out, and this race may be over under yellow. Well, as you can see, we will not be getting back to green flag racing, which means Dylan Poteet, for the first time this season, I can't believe I'm saying that, but for the first time this season, Dylan Poteet will pick up a win in the Oreo Truck Series, and he'll come here at a road course at Watkins Glen. Out of the final corner for the final time. We've been under caution for a majority of this race, but the end result is the end result. And Dylan Poteet will come down, and he takes the checkered flag here today in the Doritos 150 at the Glen. Dylan Poteet, of course, as we said, came in 3 points behind Brian James for the points lead. After Poteet lost the points lead last week at Kansas, Poteet now will get it back, I am sure. Don't know what kind of an advantage he'll have over Brian James now, but nonetheless, Dylan Poteet, this is going to help him immensely in the points, and every time that Poteet comes away with another good finish like this, this is just more of an opportunity for him to confirm himself a spot in the chase for the championship. So Poteet goes to victory lane. Let's give you your official top 10 results as always. Okay, here we go. Poteet with the win. Aaron Williams Jr., what a great run for him. He's not really considered a road course racer either, and he comes away with a solid run of second. Prunes Littlejohn, who is a road course racer, she's going to get a nice third place run today. John Radigan, I think he was probably the surprise of the day. Great run for him in fourth. Charles Sanford, great run for the Pocono race winner. He'll get fifth. Sixth place was Cody Lamas. Seventh was Adam Chambers. Dylan Young was able to hang on for eighth. Ninth was Chris Dollerton. And Lyndon Wright is going to complete the top 10 here today. So, as I look here at the point standings, I don't know, but we may see a few drivers go back up inside the top 10 in points, including Adam Chambers and Prudence Littlejohn, maybe even Lyndon Wright. I mean, he's 16th in points. Let's see how far back he is from 10th place. They're saying he's about 36 points out of 10th, so I don't know if he'll quite make it, but nonetheless, Lyndon Wright's going to be awfully close. But we do know that with the win today, Dylan Pote, his first win of Season 6, it's going to get him the points lead back here in the Oreo Truck Series. So congratulations to him on his win. We still got a lot more racing coming here from Watkins Glen. Hopefully more of it will be under the green flag, though, because we did run a lot of caution laps today. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but anyway, Dylan Pote wins today in the Doritos 150. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. Here comes your official finisher results, overall point standings, rookie points, heading into next week's event. We got a Mobile and Snickers Cup Series event coming here from the Glen, as you've been watching production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. They come off the final corner, and oh, what it was John Zinedino, the leader! Zinedino, the pole sitter. There goes Madison Faber off. There goes Ralph Mason, second in points off. Oh my goodness.